Hi everyone, welcome back to the Triple Play Podcast. This one's going to be interesting because it's approaching 1 a.m. We are going to try to get you a podcast in here today. Pay no attention to the
Dark mode,
fact,
Jim.
pay no fact that the God Almighty, pay no attention to the fact that all of my colleagues have to wear hoodies every now and then.
I'm not wearing a hoodie today.
Oh,
All right, but anyway, Nick, I'm gonna let you tell them what we're talking about.
Uh, last video we talked about some of the best draft strategies for some of the running backs. We're gonna do the same thing with some of the wide receivers.
that's
And
all he's gonna say on this video.
and Nick promises that he will talk about more than three guys. We promise.
Hey, well, let's not get into it right now.
Well, I can tell you who the first one he's going to talk about is, but CJ, I'm going to come to you first. So, CJ, who is your number one overall guy? If you could take any one of these wide receivers, who are you taking first?
Has to be J Jet.
Really?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay. What's the
He's gonna
reasoning
be
behind that
grittying
one?
all over of the NFC North this year, bro. He's
That's a good point.
disgusting.
I do think the division is down this year. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it definitely is. And I know the Vikings aren't one of the better teams, but they have a good running back in Dalvin Cook, so they have playmakers. So I feel like they can spread the ball around decently enough well. And Kirk Cousins is about middle of the pack QB, so I feel like they have a decent chance of getting OJ Jet some points here.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
I take him for the
Yeah, no, I think that's a great pick just because, like you said, they've just got a lot of weapons. All the focus isn't on him. So, he can get done what he needs to get done and not have to be, triple covered all the time or something.
Hopefully, he gets some one-on-one coverages. I mean, him and Jair Alexander will be a good matchup in the NFC North. But
Yep.
I just feel like he's. I'm not saying he's the best receiver in the league, but best fantasy point, yes, probably.
Yeah. All right, Nick, I'm going to head over to you. If you could take any one of these guys, who would you take?
Well, I mean, realistically, I would probably take Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I do love Jamar. Like, don't get me wrong, I do. But like, in all, if Cooper Kupp was still available, I'm taking him. I mean, I think I have to.
Yeah. How many running backs do you think you're taking before you take Cooper Kupp? That's the question.
Well, I guess it depends on what pick I am in my draft order. If I'm beyond like a top 4 or 5 running back pick, I'm probably taking Cooper Kupp or Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. And Cooper Kupp's been in kind of that 3, 4, 5 spot in most fantasy drafts. So, if he's fallen to 5, I'm probably taking him too.
Yeah, I'm probably.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just depends where you draft and where the receivers, like if say a receiver goes like 2 or 3 even.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
if like people like if you have like a league with people who are taking quarterbacks early or something, and like people I've had people do that in my leagues. They take Patrick Mahomes 3rd or 4th overall, and then like a really good running back or receiver that should have been taken just comes back to you.
Yep, exactly. And that's how it is with your home leagues. You just never know. But I'll talk about Jamar Chase just for a second. Obviously, I do think that a lot of people are saying, Kupp or Jefferson as the first wide receiver off the board. But I did see Adam Schefter from ESPN in their fantasy football league. He actually took Jamar Chase with the 3rd overall pick.
Really?
And he said that he just has all the faith in the world that the Bengals are going to be, the real deal again this year.
I agree.
So and it's going to be more of a consistent product than it was last year. So
And sorry, CJ, can I cut you off here for a second?
Go ahead.
Now I am like the Bengals are my bandwagon team just because I like Joe Burrow, but I do think that they're really good. Like it's not just like I don't think it's a 1-year thing. Like I think they will be competing definitely for the next 3 or 4 years for sure.
Well, there's my opinion on the Bengals. I think last year a lot of teams never took them real serious, and they are in one of the toughest divisions in football. So I think that they're not gonna. They're not. I'm not saying they're gonna do worse, but I'm not thinking they're gonna do any better than what they did last year.
yeah, I could see him. I could see him getting knocked out in the playoffs just as easy. I mean, the AFC is just so stacked.
Yeah, especially that too. Like even the AFC West, all 4 teams can make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people drink the Lamar Kool-Aid, So I mean, you got to respect it.
Lamar is good. Ain't no Kool-Aid about Lamar. Lamar.
I mean, I think he's got his highs and his lows, but he is good enough
When he's hurt,
to.
but
He's good enough to take Baltimore to the AFC Championship this year.
I don't think he'll make it that far. He'll make playoffs.
You know,
But
I actually had him second in that division to the Bengals, but I do
I
agree
think the
that
Bengals are going to win the division.
I mean I think so, but I don't think that the Steelers or the Lions are like just way far out the back.
The Lions are in the division, man.
Am I thinking about the wrong division then?
Yeah, it's the Browns. NFC North is the Lions. But
I'm sorry, I just got all over the place. I guess I'm gonna have to pull that up. That way I can think about it. All right, well,
And
never
I
mind.
needed to do some research.
Well, we're gonna find out here in just a second if you did some.
because
Because what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go to this tier 2 section basically, because I think everybody does agree that it's those top 3 guys. Out of that tier 2 section, Nick, who is the next guy off the board in your opinion? And I'm all for a surprise here.
I'm sorry. Who is the 49ers quarterback? It's not Garoppolo anymore, right?
Nope, it's Trey Lance now. He is a second-year guy. And,
can he throw anything?
He can throw, but he is more of a weapon more than I would say he's a weapon.
He's more like Jalen Hurts.
I'm probably gonna go Stephon just because he has Josh Allen, dude. Like, because Josh Allen, I don't know. Josh Allen's so good that he's gonna get hit right in the breadbasket enough to really get a lot of catches and a lot of yards.
I think Diggs. I think Cooper Kupp led the league in catches last year, but I think Diggs was second, right?
Oh yeah, I mean that's his number 1, isn't it? It's got to be. That's
yeah. I mean,
and Josh Allen's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
You can't argue with the logic of, hey, if you got a good quarterback and you're a really good athlete, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to look pretty good in fantasy football.
I mean, and that's like I'm interested about Tyreek Hill and Tua as well because I saw where Tyreek said that he thought that when it comes to just hitting you right in the hands every time, he likes Tua better than Mahomes, and that's like crazy. He might have just been hyping up his teammate and lying to everybody or whatever, but though,
Nick, you and I both know that's a lie.
Dude,
everybody knows that's a lie.
You do have to back up your teammate. I do think that Tyreek Hill made it obvious that he was ready to move on and move somewhere else. Well, so he is backing up his teammate, which is a good thing for him to do. But we know that Tua is not Patrick Mahomes.
No, and he even said that, like, throwing a deep ball, he'd much rather have Patty. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. It might give Tua some confidence, just to have a guy like Tyreek saying that he'd rather.
And he already has Jalen Waddle too, but I'm sure we'll get into him later. So you were talking about Stephon Diggs. CJ, who's the next guy that you would take? Let's say Stephon Diggs is off the board, CJ.
AJ Brown.
Really? You're reaching down there?
I would, because I think the Phillies are going to surprise a lot of people this year.
The Phillies.
I see Philadelphia right by his name.
That's two videos in a row that you've called the Eagles the Philly.
God,
we play too much
MLB again, and I needed to do research.
We're gonna get into that.
Not research. I just can't read.
Okay, what about AJ Brown intrigues you there?
I think the Eagles are gonna take the division.
I think they do have a shot. I mean,
because
I don't think
their O-line top 5. I think they've looked really good preseason. I mean, I know a lot of people look really good in preseason, but they look really good.
Yeah.
And they have Jalen Hurts, dual threat. You'll be worried about him. They have a really good run game. They have Devontae Smith. I think they're going to incorporate AJ Brown with the run game along with the pass game, and I think he's going to be more like maybe not a run as much as Debo, maybe, but I think he's more of a physical receiver, obviously. But I think he's going to be more like their Alshon Jeffrey back in the day, but like way better than that.
I feel that. I feel that for sure. He's a big-bodied guy. He's only going to dominate, especially in 5 to 15-yard routes. He's got the burst of speed he needs and everything. The dude's a weapon. I could see it.
And he got paid.
Yeah, as long as Jalen Hurts takes a step up, it's going to be just fine.
I don't even think he needs to take a step up. He just needs to get the ball. He just needs to be 65% completion percentage. And I think the Eagles win 12 games.
Well, I'll tell you this: if Stephon Diggs is off the board in that next tier, I'm probably looking Debo Samuel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I'll say, Debo Samuel is not the caliber of, wide receiver that like Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown is, but he is the weapon that they will just get the ball to. The 49ers have always made it clear that they will get the ball to their weapons by last year handing it off to him. He'll catch a lot of dumps over the middle and be able to make a few guys miss. PPR, you're playing PPR, he's going to get a ton of receptions. And, he stayed healthy last year, which was really, really big for the cause. So I really like Debo Samuel, even though he's going to have a second-year guy in Trey Lance. I've seen nothing but good things out of training camp from Trey Lance hooking up with Debo and stuff. So I like Debo Samuel as a guy who can do a little bit of everything for your team.
I'm gonna jump in and say I love Devontae Adams. I think we need to add him in there as well because he's one of the best. He's probably the best receiver in football right now.
Oh yeah. A pure receiver, yes.
Yeah, I know he goes from Aaron Rodgers to Derek Carr, but I still believe that they're gonna find him a way to get the ball because
Oh, for sure. Derek Carr is competent enough to make it happen.
Definitely, they have Josh Jacobs. Who else they have running back?
But they have Josh Jacobs. I think they're cutting Kenyon Drake. Actually, they may have actually cut him today. Yeah, because they just wanted a more solidified role for Amir Abdullah, I think, catching passes. But remember, they got Hunter Renfrow across from Devontae Adams, so it's.
And then they got Darren Waller too.
Yep, got Darren Waller too across the middle.
Yeah, you got Renfrow in the slot. You got Waller at tight end. You're gonna have to get somebody one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, because you got a lot of guys over the middle that are just target hogs.
I think because Devontae's mainly an outside guy. I think.
Yep.
So he's mostly gonna get that one-on-one, maybe a little safety help, obviously, but he's.
Yep.
I'd rather cover up Waller and Renfrow because those guys will eat up those yards. Devontae's not really a long play kind of guy.
No.
He can get you a deep ball.
No, but inside the 20, Devontae Adams is the most dangerous wide receiver.
How many touchdowns he had last year? Like 19?
It's always it's a ridiculous amount. Like if you're not playing PPR, Devontae Adams might be in consideration for one of your top wideouts off the board, honestly. But now the next couple guys, and I'll just ask this question real quick, then we'll move on. You got guys like CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans. We already spoke about Tyreek Hill. But let's say CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, and T. Higgins, another Cincinnati wide receiver. Out of those three guys, I think you have chance for big upside, but I think you also have chance for a little bit of a decline as well.
I think T. Higgins is. I don't know how he's in tier 2. I mean, he's good, but I don't think he's that good yet.
It's just there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen over there.
Yeah, but I think CeeDee Lamb is definitely a top 7 receiver for sure. Because I mean, is he their number 1 right now?
Yeah. He's their number 1. Michael Gallup's actually hurt, so.
Well, I think CeeDee Lamb is better. Anyway,
oh no! Michael Gallup's hurt. He's their 2 though. So really, it's CeeDee Lamb and Dalton Schultz right now throwing the ball.
And if Zeke can find his footing, I feel like that'll open up some play action, allow CD to get down the field and burn the corners.
Yeah. We know the Cowboys are going to score points. I mean, that's not the problem with the Cowboys.
Yeah, somehow.
Mike Evans, he's got Tom Brady as his quarterback.
Right.
He's going to catch touchdowns. But
they have too many weapons on that team, man.
I do think at this point we might start seeing the Mike Evans regression. I think it's about that time.
I'm not even going to say regression. I'm just going to say Tom Brady has Julio Jones, Mike Evans. I think Godwin's still out, but he might be
Godwin's still out, but he'll be back like 2 or 3 weeks in.
Right, and I think there's one more guy. Do they still have Scotty Miller?
They like to they like to throw it out of the backfield to Leonard Fournette quite a bit too.
Playoff Lenny.
Yep. So I mean, like a lot of guys in that kitchen too. So I understand a little bit of the worry there. We'll jump down to tier 3 here. Nick, is there a name in tier 3 that just really jumps out to you as somebody that you're looking forward to in a draft?
There's really probably 2, and that's Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. I mean, I just love DJ Moore because I'm a Panthers fan. I think I have to because he actually is one of the few.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. But I mean, I think if DJ Moore was available for my second like wide receiver slot, I think I would be very, very happy with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, DJ Moore, there's a chance for a lot of upside this year. There's a chance for a mediocre year too. So I mean, like you do worry, but
Yeah.
you said Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen's arguably on one of the best offenses in football.
Right.
So
But that might be another thing. I mean, is there too many cooks in the kitchen there too? I mean,
yeah, there's a few mouths to feed there. Mike Williams has really emerged. He's the big-bodied guy, that can get it done inside the 20s. They've always been trying to get a tight end to kind of emerge after, Hunter Henry had a couple good years, several years. It's been a few years now, but I do think that Justin Herbert will get the ball spread around enough for everybody to be lethal. CJ, what are you thinking there out of that tier?
You may call me a homer, but I think old Terry McLaurin here.
Oh my God!
Listen, you act like he's a better
Football team.
He's not bad by any means.
No, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not laughing at that. I'm not laughing at that.
Listen,
we're listening.
You seen what Michael Pittman Jr. did with Carson Wentz last year?
That's a good point.
And now we have Carson. I'm not saying he's going to be the same or better or whatever.
Oh, well, yeah.
But Carson knows how to get the ball in the hands of playmakers.
He does.
And he's been there. He's been in big games. And we have I know we lost our guard to Jacksonville Sheriff, but I feel like we have a stable enough O-line where Carson won't be running for dear life. And so he can get the ball out to Terry. And I just think he's had a really good year, but I think this year he's going to really break out.
I do think this is one of the better quarterbacks this is probably would you say the best quarterback that he's had? Because he was not there for the Kirk Cousins days, was he?
Oh, geez.
I don't think so.
Get my brain here.
I don't think so. I think he's been like Heineke.
3 or 4. So he might have been a rookie when Kirk was there, but I don't think it was.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
No, he had Alex Smith.
Yeah. And now Alex Smith was a good quarterback in his time, but he got hurt and everything. So I'll say that I think we didn't talk about the two guys. We talked about everybody in this list except for you actually did mention one of them, CJ. The two guys that I think are the most interesting in this list are Michael Pittman Jr. with a new Matt Ryan at quarterback, a guy that can really sling it around, and a really good offense, and Cortland Sutton. I think that Cortland Sutton has a chance to be a top 10 wide receiver in fantasy football this year.
What?
Yes.
Hot take. Stove's hot.
But the first half of the season for Russell Wilson is always just this hot out the gate, 400 to 500 yards per game, just absolute fireworks show. And Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy are ready to roll. I mean, those guys are talented guys. They're big-bodied guys. They can get down the field. They can move. I really think that Cortland Sutton I keep saying Sutton. It's Sutton. Could be a top 10 fantasy wide receiver, and nobody would bat an eyelash about it.
I mean, I don't know about top 10, but he's definitely top 15.
Oh, for sure. I think that's a safe pick.
I think we bumped T. Higgins out of that list, probably.
Yeah, no, I think T. Higgins probably comes down a little bit for sure.
And I think Jamar Chase is not a tier 1 receiver, but that's just me.
He had to. He had to say it, didn't he? Had to
I think Devontae is better than him right now. He is right. He's top 5, though. No question. But I think.
I'll say maybe he's a spot higher than he should be, but still.
I will say if it came down to me between Chase and Diggs, I'm probably just going to take Diggs just because it's more proven. But
because Diggs catches a lot of balls.
All right, on to tier 4. Nick, I need you to tell me who in tier 4 has a chance to be a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL this year.
If you say the name I'm thinking of, Nick, I'm going to hurt you.
He's not going to. Surely not.
No, I'll probably just say I don't know, dude. It can't be Jalen Waddle because I think Tyreek Hill's gonna take all the attention, right?
Well, he's gonna take a lot of it. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I agree.
On the right
Okay,
track, attaboy. Okay.
you're doing good.
Who is what's his name? The Seahawks quarterback now? You told me who it was yesterday.
It's Drew Lock, and he's
Yeah,
not good.
no, it's okay, yeah.
Okay, we're good. All right.
Because DK is a freak in nature. Like
For
he is
sure.
a freak.
Give
But-
DK to
But he
Tom
can't
Brady.
catch a ball.
Yeah,
can't catch
dude.
it.
DK would look like Randy Moss with Tom Brady.
Yeah,
Like he's a freak in nature,
why
bro.
didn't the Chiefs trade for this guy?
Because he's getting paid more than Tyreek is.
That's a good point. All right. CJ, do you want to try to grab somebody out of this list that you think could be a top 10 fantasy wide receiver? Because that's what this is all about. This is all about upside.
I said Deontay Johnson has a very good chance.
I like that pick. I like that pick.
Because I don't know who's good. I think Trubisky's probably going.
Well, it is Trubinsky, but I think that Pickett will be in there sooner rather than later, to be honest.
It depends, but I think. Call me weird, but I think Trubisky is going to have a very good year and not get taken out. But
Yeah.
because Steelers have a decent O line, they have Najee Harris, they have Fairmouth, a good tight end, good young tight end. Najee's a good young running back. All offensive line's not really. It's not the best, but it's not like terrible.
No, I wouldn't mind it at all.
And they have Claypool, who's a big red zone guy, and Deontay Johnson is. I'm not saying he's going to be. Hopefully, he's not as crazy as Antonio Brown, but I can see him being something like an AB for that team. Not maybe a high catch guy, but a big play guy. That makes sense.
Okay. I hear you. I'll tell you some names that I'm thinking and why I'm thinking them too. I think that Gabriel Davis will make the Buffalo 1-2 of Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis the top 2 fantasy duo in fantasy football this year, just because I think that Josh Allen is going to be let loose and just told, hey, buddy, I want you to go out there and I just want you to throw it, okay? And I want you to throw it as many times as you can, and I want you to throw for 500 yards per game. And I think they're really going to do just some crazy stuff in Buffalo. So I like Gabriel Davis. I also like Allen Robinson. That's another number 2 wide receiver behind Cooper Kupp. But his skill set and Cooper Kupp's skill set are completely different. Allen Robinson is a go down the field, jump ball kind of guy. You know, Cooper Kupp is underneath, out routes, really beating people with his quickness and his speed. Now, he can get by a guy, but I really like Allen Robinson to have a chance to be at least like a top 15 guy, even though Cooper Kupp is still there. You got to think it's Matthew Stafford. He's going to throw the ball.
Yeah. All right, but I just want to say one more thing. The fact that Marquise Brown, Rashad Bateman, and Darnell Mooney are on this list ahead of D-Hop, Tyler Lockett, and Adam Thielen.
Okay, well,
disrespectful, but that's
D-Hop is suspended for 6 games.
He's suspended?
Yep, for 6 games, PEDs.
I forgot.
Who else did you mention? You mentioned somebody. Who was the other guy you mentioned?
Tyler Lockett and
Tyler Lockett has Drew Lock or Geno Smith as his quarterback now. He doesn't have Russell Wilson anymore.
That's fair. But I mean,
and then you said one name that I was kind of like, oh well, yeah, that he is kind of like Adam Thielen. That was who you said. We go back to the Vikings talking about weapons. Adam Thielen is a touchdown hog.
He reminds me of basically he gets a lot of catches. He's like a low budget Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, no, if this guy finishes outside the top 20, I'll be surprised. Just based on touchdown efficiency.
Yeah, sure.
But I will say, I will stick up for, I understand why Marquise Brown's ranked high, and that's just because D-Hop is suspended for 6 games. So Marquise Brown's the guy right now. I understand everybody's big on Bateman right now because like he's the new number 1 for Baltimore, and usually Lamar Jackson, he throws to Mark Andrews and his number 1 wide receiver. So that's why people are big on Bateman right now.
Yeah, but I think with JK back too, they're gonna run the ball like a lot more.
Yeah, once he gets comfortable, they did say today, they came out with a report that J.K. Dobbins would be eased back in, and Mike Davis would actually get a bulk of the carries for the first couple weeks.
Couple. Yeesh. I don't know about the first couple of weeks.
That's what they said. That's what they said. They said they were going to take their time and make sure that JK was nice and healthy. I like Chris Godwin. That's the last name there in that tier. I like Chris Godwin just because, I know he's going to be hurt for a couple weeks at the beginning of the season. We don't know exactly how many weeks he's going to miss. But when he comes back, he's immediately, probably Tom Brady's most consistent target on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't like Amari Cooper this year. Hands off. Hands off completely.
Well,
Hands off the
we
Browns.
got Jacoby Brissett, who isn't terrible, but he ain't,
hands off the Browns this year. We're not doing it.
No. Yeah, we're not touching it.
Nick, is there a name in that next category, that tier 5 there, that you think is somebody that could really come up and do a lot better than what they are showed to be right there?
I kind of want to see what Juju can do with Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely.
To be honest with you, I mean, because he's athletic. I mean, he really is.
Oh, for sure, he's a freak.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
he's he's not quite as big, but he's almost like a DK AJ Brown type guy. He's that.
Him and Jackson Mahomes going to make TikToks together.
Oh no,
I hope not. Oh. But anyway, I will say the only thing that concerns me about Juju right now is he's having a lot of knee discomfort in training camp. It seems like every time they do something where they played the first preseason game. And then now he's had to take a bunch of games off. And that's how it was last year with Pittsburgh. They would play a game, then he would have to get his knee drained, and then he would be out all week. He might play Sunday, he might not.
Yeah.
So I'll worry about that. But if he can stay healthy and stay on the field, Pat Mahomes will make him look good.
Yeah.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick in my opinion.
Mahomes make anybody look good.
I mean, yeah, really.
Yeah, that's true. It made me look good. I go out there. Little Wes Welker. Little Wes Welker action. All right. Anyway, CJ, who in that tier really just jumps out at you?
Jumps out. There's 2 guys that really do to me. Really.
Okay.
I did mention 3 guys earlier. I take these 3 guys. A lot to you. There's 3 guys.
Okay.
I think the first guy I'm going to mention is Michael Thomas. I think he's going to come back. I know old Jabu. He's real hit or miss, I think. But I think he's going to target. Kamara and Thomas are going to be his 2 favorite guys.
Oh, for sure.
So I think he's going to light up Michael Thomas on them little slant routes.
I do think it's pretty interesting in New Orleans this year, the fact that they have Michael Thomas, they have Jarvis Landry now, and they also have a new rookie wide receiver. I don't want to say it wrong, but yeah. Okay, so they have. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Olave. But no, I think it's going to be very interesting. If Jameis Winston can get the ball to his team, they could be very competitive and kind of.
Jameis definitely going to go 30 and 30 again.
Though. Well,
It depends on how much they're running, though. But, good candidate for 30-30. I said 25-25 maybe. But.
You mentioned Adam Thielen. That's another good pick. You mentioned Tyler Lockett. Are you still in on a guy like Tyler Lockett with Geno Smith and Drew Lock in the?
I kind of forgot that Geno and.
Okay.
But Tyler Lockett does have like one 50-point game a season somehow.
Oh, for sure. He's a deep ball threat.
But the 2 guys I'm going to bring up. First guy I was going to bring up was Christian.
What number wide receiver on your team are you taking D-Hop when he is 6 games, going to be 6 games suspended? What number wide receiver are you comfortable taking him with? Because if I've already got let's say we got an 8-team league, everybody's probably drafted about 4 wide receivers. He's probably going around the 4th to 5th wide receiver spot. I'm willing to bet somebody takes him as their 3rd wide receiver and then just has to kind of play someone else during the time being, at least. Just because of his name.
But I do have one more name for you.
Okay.
Drake London.
Really? I like that one. Now, question is, do you think Mariota gets the job done?
He did okay in Oakland or Las Vegas, whatever.
He he kind of had a string of bad luck with the Titans. Just kind of how it went. Didn't look.
Tannehill and him are the same, I think.
I will say, with some pressure from Desmond Ritter behind him, being an athlete that he is and everything, I do think Mariota will have to step up to the
Because
plate
Kyle
more.
Pitts is going to be like a top 3 fantasy tight end, I think.
Oh, for sure.
I think once they get a lot of pressure on Pitts, it's going to open up some one-on-one for Drake, who's like 6'5", or a lanky guy.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of a little bit taller, even Claypool, I would say, or Devontae Adams, maybe a mix in that.
Yeah.
He's very he's very aggressive, and
You
but
can always use a guy that can go get a jump ball. So.
and that's why I feel like Drake's going to do that. They don't have Calvin Ridley, so he's going to be number 1, I think, and besides Kyle Pitts. But
Now, I tell you, I don't necessarily like the talent of the player, but I like the talent of his quarterback, and that is Mr. Allen Lazard, the number 1 wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers this year.
Number 1.
He is the only guy coming back that Tom Brady has a rapport with. Well, no, that's false. He has a rapport with a guy that's way on down the depth chart, but as far as like his top 3 wideouts, it's Allen Lazard and a bunch of youngsters.
You're talking about Aaron Rodgers, not Tom Brady, by the way.
And we're talking about Aaron Rodgers.
You
said Tom Brady.
My bad. I said the wrong
Really
name.
good.
But that was just a slip of the old tongue.
Together,
there.
Kobe,
But anyway,
figure it out.
I do think that Allen Lazard is worth, if he's your 3rd, 4th wide receiver, I don't think you should be upset. Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback in that
Who's the
situation.
Packers tight end right now?
Nobody.
Oh, is it Tunyon?
It's Tunyon. It's Tunyon, and he did just come back from injury. I'm pretty sure as well.
And he was really good too.
Oh no, he is a touchdown guy. Around inside the 10, he's going to look good. But other than that, I don't think he'll get much action. I think that Allen Lazard is there for a reason, and that is probably because Aaron Rodgers said, please keep somebody at least one person that I can trust here, and I think he was the guy. So yeah, I think that Allen Lazard could have a chance to do something good here. Well, this will be our last tier here, real quick. We'll pick one person apiece because we got 5 minutes to go here. But tier 6, CJ, I'll let you go first so we can give Nick some time to look over the list. I need to look over the list as well. So, CJ, who are you thinking if you had to pick one guy out of tier 6 that could have a breakout year?
There's really 2, but they're both rookies.
Okay.
And I kind of forgot that Pittsburgh took this guy, and that's George Pickens.
Yep, absolutely. And you were
just talking. Been an animal in the camps and.
For sure, he's a freak.
He, the Steelers are bringing back the 3 amigos again. Yeah. And they have Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, Antonio Brown. They got George Pickens, Claypool, and Deontay Johnson, and I think that's just going to be. That's going to be dangerous, man.
Yeah, it will be. That is for sure. I like that pick. And you had another one you said that you kind of
like? Chris Olave, I think, is like a clear choice.
He is surrounded by talent.
Yeah,
he really is.
Michael Thomas is going to get all the tits on the outside. And he can – Olave can be on the outside and on the inside, but I think he'll be more of a slot guy because he's a little smaller, I think, if I'm right. I'm pretty sure I am.
Yeah.
And he can run little inside routes and stuff and get a lot of catches and a lot of yards. Run after catch, I think is going to be a money maker this year.
I'll say 2 quick things. Number 1, I think that Marquez Valdez-Scantling could have a good year for Kansas City. I think this could be the year that Patrick Mahomes really can sustain 2 guys if Juju stays healthy and Scantling along with Travis Kelce. I do think they're going to throw the ball even more this year than they already do. I do think that Scantling could have a good year for sure. It seems like he's earned the trust of Patrick Mahomes already. The other guy that I'm interested in is Michael Gallup. I don't know when he's coming back specifically, but as soon as Gallup comes back, he's on one of the highest scoring offenses in the NFL. So bound to get some touchdowns, bound to get some targets. Those are the 2 guys that I'm really looking at in this tier. So, Nick, you want to round us out?
Dude, no.
Anybody?
None of these people in here are interested in me. I mean, I think the only person's name I know is what's his name, Pickens and Claypool.
Yeah.
And research, G.
Well, who would you take between those 2, Nick? Let's say you're picking, okay, and you're going to take Claypool or Pickens. Which one you taking?
I don't know. Probably Pickens.
Just for upside purposes of being a rookie?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand that. But anyway, that's tier 6. That's 50. There's 58 wide receivers already that we've kind of looked through here. Couple guys that we didn't talk about just right below that: Jarvis Landry, Julio Jones, McCole Hardman for Kansas City. Several guys still down there that you can take a chance on. But, by the time you get to those rounds, I'm thinking you're looking young, rookie, second year guy in a good situation that could just really just bust out. So, CJ, you got anything to add on the end here? Anything at all?
Nah, I think we covered everything. I mean,
All right.
I think. Well, let me just say one more thing. The rookie wide receiver, the rookie wide receivers are going to be very interesting to watch this year.
I believe so too. I think they're really talented. A lot of them are in like the second or third spot though, so I'll be
Well, it's
interested
not
to
even.
know.
They're all on good teams.
Yeah,
Well, some
they
of
a lot of them are.
they're
You're
great
correct.
teams.
You're correct.
I think the Jets are kind of meh, but
Yeah.
most of the other guys, they're on good teams. Like Traylon Burks for Tennessee, they're going to be a good team.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, but a lot of it with the Saints, Pickens.
So Nick, anything to add on the back end here?
No, I think we covered it all. I mean, nothing really.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. Maybe next time we can come back to you guys with some quarterbacks, but I know at some point here we're going to hit y'all with some MLB power rankings again. As MLB gets closer to the postseason, that's when the MLB will kind of shoot up in popularity again, as it always does around the postseason, around
Braves
October.
still
But yeah, well, we're just looking forward to the Braves winning another World Series this year. All right.
Still
So,
2 games back. Shut up.
CJ,
Game and a
CJ,
half, actually, buddy.
CJ, what do I have to do?
What do you have to do?
Yeah, what do I have to do, CJ?
You have to tell the people what they got to do.
Oh, okay. I'll tell the people what they got to do, and that's what y'all got to do is like and subscribe. Okay, like and subscribe down below. We appreciate everybody watching us. We know this is not, the best product that it's going to be. We're just getting started. We appreciate everybody that's been watching us, though. It means a lot, and we're enjoying doing it. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Triple Play Podcast.